Hey, everybody. It's good to see you. See lots of pretty faces and names on here. Good to see all of you here. We've got a few of you here, and a few more will come in, I'm sure, and then on the replay. I really just keep trying to figure out if this is a good time for everybody or if we should maybe meet at a different time. So if you've got an idea of what would be a good time, please let me know, you guys, please. So I do have just one small announcement. Um, just our rules, actually, rule. Um, it's just don't be a pee pee stick, y'all. Okay, just don't be a pee pee stick. And I'm just gonna tell it like it is. I have instructed my mods that if anybody comes on here or any of my lives, not just this one, but I'm tired of it. I'm tired of some of the. We don't get a whole lot of rude, but I mod and see a whole lot of rude. And so that's making me tired of it too. So I'm just going to start laying down some laws. And basically, if you are rude to me, if you are rude to any on-screen guests that I have, my chat guests that are here or my mods, this is your warning. Okay? So, we issue one warning and this is it. And you will be booted because I don't have time for that. We're all adults here. I don't like trolls, so if there's trolls that come in, then they're gonna get booted. I just we're all adults here. Let's just talk and have fun. That's what I've been excited for several days for this live, just because I just love Ximena. I love talking to her. I just think that she's a sweetheart, and I know the rest of you love her too. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on the screen. Please be very nice and kind to her. Well, hold on just a second. Before I do that, I am going to say a quick hello to some people, and then I'll bring her on the screen. I'm still getting used to this new, like, cubicle I got going. So, anyway, so the Gen X effect, I hope you've made it back. If not, I'm sure you will. Thank you for being here. Lori Sue, good to see you. Marilee, good to see you. Hef is back. She's been having a itchy wrench because she's been having internet problems. Marilee's here. Crumel is here. Evie, good to see all you guys. Joe McCoy's here. Yeah, the Gen X effect is back. Stasia Flonase is here. Yeah, goodness. Lord Kiss Freak is here. Hello, good to see you. Uh, Let me see here. Julia O'Connell, Kristen 10M, good to see you too. Oh my goodness. Joe McCoy says, I've been married for over 40 years. I fear women and mind their directives. Good man. Brazy is here. Cosmic Connection. Good to see you too. Okay. Yeah, good to see all of you. Very happy to see you. So, Hockeytown John is here. Good to see you. I hadn't seen you in a few days. I'm really glad to see you. I really am. So, anyway, I'm going to adjust this camera a little bit. Goodness, had my chin was all cut off. I'm going to go ahead and bring Ximena on, and we are honestly, I don't have one note. Only thing I have a note on was the one warning telling y'all not to be pee pee sticks. That's all I had. So we're just going to talk. And Flick Fox, good to see you too. We're just going to see what happens. Okay, we're just going to talk. And oh, a little side note: I am planning to be on um Keela's show tonight. I'm not sure what time, and I don't even know what we're talking about. So if I get that information before our hour is up, then I will pass that on. But if not, I hope you'll come over there and visit with us tonight. So anyway, so without further ado, I'm going to bring Ximena on.
Hi,
Hello.
how are you, Susie?
I'm
How are you?
good. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm very happy. Thank you for having me. It's
Oh,
really nice to be here. Yeah.
yeah. Well, I've been visiting your channel a lot. Sometimes I'm on the replay just because I don't make it on the lives a lot of times. A lot of times I'm, like, writing mine up or something, but anyway or, researching it or whatever, but I really enjoy it. I really do enjoy it. And
I'm very
remember
happy.
the other day whenever you did those cards and you said that my card was the bee, and I said that
Hmm.
I'm obsessed with bees. Look, see? I have a queen
You
bee
have
on my
them.
shirt today.
Awesome.
There I've
Awesome.
got some on my pants too, by the way, but I'm not gonna put the camera
Nice.
down there. But I
Yeah,
really do. I'm really obsessed with bees, so it was just funny you drew that card, so
well,
I
that's
like
how the oracles and the cards work. Normally,
Yeah.
they bring messages and they're there for a reason. So
Yeah.
I'm just a channel. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So, what I wanted to do is just get to know you a little bit. Like if you could just
Mhm.
tell us a little bit about yourself and whatever you want to tell. Just I'll ask
So,
questions here and there as I think of them, and we're just going to visit.
So about me, I'm
Yeah.
not very good about talking about myself. I'm 42 years old.
Right.
I'm a mom. I have two kids. I have three cats. I work for IT, so I work from
Mhm.
home, and I'm
Oh.
a junkie for YouTube. So I watch a lot of
Uh,
channels. I'm a Scientology junkie. I'm a true crime junkie. I like a
oh,
lot
me
of
too.
things. Yeah, so
Me
those are the
too.
things that I like. And I found that in some communities, I found a lot of connection
Mhm.
and I started making friends. And when I lost my connection and all, I decided that it was a good idea to start my own channel and
Mhm.
maybe help people the way that I needed help sometimes at my own pace. And
Uh-huh.
I didn't have any people in my life. I've been suffering from a lot of things in my life, like abuse, narcissistic abuse,
Uh-huh.
and a lot of things. So I didn't like because of that. I've been isolated for a lot of long time,
Mhm.
and that's why I decided to start my own channel and see if I can help people at least find some light in their lives and some fun and some positivity because I think that's
Yeah,
missing in the world.
it
So yeah,
is.
that's what I'm doing. So it's been a ride. I've been enjoying this. I've started like I don't know 6 months ago or 7 months ago, I don't remember.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I'm enjoying it, and I'm meeting a lot of good people. So
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a lot of good people on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure there's a few that aren't, but but there are
there's
a
a
lot.
lot.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, and
So
I've been following you since a long time, since I think you started
yeah.
your channel. So on and off.
Yeah.
I'm normally a lurker because I'm working all the time. So I normally leave the
Mhm.
channels there and I don't participate much.
Yeah, that's
But
how I do
I
too.
know those. So that's what I do. I'm working and I'm listening to the
That's
people,
what I do too.
and
Mhm.
yeah, that's what we do.
Aw. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've told my, mods that we are going to welcome questions or comments,
of
and
course.
if they will just put question or comment in front of their question or comment, it'll make it
Yes.
easier for us to see, and I'll try to get to everybody. We don't have anybody in the back office today, so it's gonna be just me kinda trying to catch them. But yeah,
I
we'll
don't know
just
how
kinda
you
do
do it.
that.
I have I've started to get a lot of people in my chat and I'm getting lost. I
Yeah.
like I'm not
Well, this
used
is
to that, but
kind of
yeah.
a small one, so I can probably manage it, but boy, when they get oh my goodness, when we had, like, 400 or 500 people in here a couple of times, I was just like, "Oh, I'm lost. I can't do it." So,
Yeah, I can imagine.
yeah, it's crazy. Well, you're almost to 1,000, right? So
I'm 25 people short of 1,000.
oh,
Yeah.
wow. So I've
Yeah.
told my mods to put your link up, and then that way,
Oh,
if
thank you.
anybody has not already subscribed, please do go over and subscribe to her channel. She's amazing. It's just
Thank
very
you. So sweet.
uplifting and just fun. I always love it when I'm watching it, and I wanna be there for the lives because I like to like the actual live interaction of it, but
Yeah.
it's still fun even on the replay.
Well, I hope you can make it one day as a guest.
I
And
will, what if you stay?
yeah,
Yeah, I
of
would love
course, I
to.
will reach out. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But okay, Mischief Man just put up your link to your
Thank
channel,
you.
so please, anybody that hasn't, hop on over there and sub up to Ximena. She's great. You won't be discouraged at all by doing that. She's fun and happy all the time, and I just love that. I very much like it. So,
Yeah.
anyway, so you have 2 kids. Gosh, I always think of you
Yes.
just I you look much younger than you are, so whenever you say 2 kids, I'm like, "Boy, she must have had those kids young," because I think of you as, like, in your
Mm.
20s or something, and
My oldest, he's 14. I had him when I was 28, and my youngest
wow.
is 5. So
Wow, you
when
are
I
a
was
busy
38.
lady. You are a bit that is 2 good ages to keep mama real busy.
Yeah, that's well, my teenager is kind of he's very easy
Oh, that's
lately.
good.
He has been misbehaving lately, so it's like he this agers is starting to kick in.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so far, yeah,
Oh, my oldest daughter, when she was a teenager, she was so easy, and then the second one became
that
a
was difficult.
teenager. Oh my word, and they were just 4 years apart, but whenever she turned about 14, she just one day woke up and hated me, just absolutely hated me, and I, to this day, no idea why. We're very, very close now, and have been. It only lasted about a year, but for about a year, I just cried all the time because she would
I
just, like,
get it.
roll her eyes at me and just, like, kinda snarl at me, and I'm just like, "Oh gosh."
That's what my son is starting to do right now, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like he normally is very like he helps me a lot. And right now, if I'm asking him something, he's like, oh. I'm like, why are you? Yeah, I'm asking, okay, like you don't have to be that rude.
It's like,
But
I
yeah,
was
he's
asking you what you wanted for dinner, it's like,
exactly,
"What?"
yeah, whatever. And he's
Yeah,
always like
whatever.
wanting to be like in his room.
Yeah.
But he is half. He goes with his father for some
Oh,
weeks,
yeah.
and then he stays with me for a couple of weeks. So
Yeah.
we share custody.
Uh-huh.
So it's yeah. So right now he's not with
Yeah.
me, and my
Oh.
daughter, like she's 5, and she's like a teenager at
Oh,
5.
yeah.
So oh my god,
Oh, yeah.
she's difficult, but I love her. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a granddaughter, and when she was 3, we got her a T-shirt that said "3-nager." She thought she was a teenager at 3.
That's another one. Yeah, I think I need that one for my daughter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
So
I'm dreading when she's getting the teenage
oh
years because
god,
yeah.
I'm telling you. Well, I just laugh because the daughter that was, such a little pill to me, she now has 2 daughters, and her oldest daughter is 10 going on 11, and she's getting ready to get some payback. I told her, I said, "Well, I'm just gonna sit back and be like, mm, I don't know."
That's what I'm thinking. I was not. I thought in my mind I was the coolest girl. I was very calm and
Yeah.
all in my mind, but then I
Yeah.
was like thinking about it, and I'm like maybe not so much. And I was a headache for my
Yeah.
parents, so probably I'm getting some karma there.
Mhm.
But well,
W
it is what it is.
with my oldest daughter, I was like the cool mom, they all of her friends loved me, and I, like, listened to their music, and I read all the Harry Potter books and watched the movies and, the whole thing, and so I thought, "I got this made, I got this teenage years done," but then the second one, mm-mm. I was still doing all the same stuff, and like I said, it just lasted about a year, and then I got to be the cool mom again. And now she loves hanging around with me. She just, she says I'm one of the people she'd rather hang around with than anyone. So anyway,
Well,
I'm kinda but I was a good kid, so I deserve good kids.
yeah, there's always
So,
one. I
yeah.
think of yeah.
Yeah.
I
That was
was
my
that one.
brother. My brother was the
Yeah.
one. Still is. Yeah, he's, 54, 55 years old, be 55 next month, and yeah, he's still the problem child. He's got a great job, he's married, got a, beautiful home, the whole bit, but he's a pain in the butt, just like he was when he was 8, 10, 12, 16.
I
So
I think I'm still the pain in the butt for my parents. I don't mind. Yeah.
Uh, so why don't you tell the chat about your channel? Tell them a little bit about what you do and just,
Yeah.
you
So
know
it's just I like to do tarot readings, and I'm very fond of spirituality, and I call it hippy dippy because of John, hippy dippy twist. So I do spirituality, mindfulness, mental health, and everything that has to do with with wellness,
Mhm.
and maybe philosophical questions, like things that I just
Mhm.
think about that morning, and I like to think things
Yeah.
and then just ask questions. So that's what I'm trying to do here with the hippy dippy twist. And so I read tarot cards, I read oracles, I do crystals, meditations, I do rituals with candles. And so, yeah, it's just a way to bring light to the world. So it's
Mhm.
my way to do something positive and
Yeah.
give hope. I also have a series that I like to bring that it's about mental health, and it's about how people who have had a lot of issues in their lives and their journeys have found a way to get out of them and find light when there's darkness. Because
Mhm.
I've noticed that a lot of channels that are in these type of topics, when you go there, sometimes at the end you feel more like depressed and uplifted.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is give that twist of, okay, yes, we there's trauma, we honor the trauma, but we bring light to the world.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm trying to do with that series. So that's where I have guests and yeah, people who had difficult times. And in general, that's what I do. But it's more for the hippy dippy. So, yeah.
Oh, I've been saying that too ever since I watched that show of yours the other day. I've I've probably said hippy dippy like I don't know how many times, and my husband's like, "Where did you get that?" And I'm like, "Okay, no."
So I was told that it was negative, like it had a negative connotation. But I love the way that it sounds.
I do
As you know, English is
too.
not my first language, so
Yeah.
I think it sounds fun. And
Yeah.
whenever I think John was the one who told me like the hippy dippy, and so I started when I was thinking about my channel. I was
Mhm.
planning that with him, and we said something about hippy dippy and hippy dippy. And so I said, I'm going to do hippy dippy Fridays and I'm going to do hippy
Yeah.
dippy things. And then I started adopting it, like, I'm going to do the hippy dippy twist. And then it just became part of my,
Yeah.
yeah, my
You
journey.
you
So I
you
like
need
it.
merch. You need merch
I
that
actually I have a store
cool.
that I have a hippy dippy day. That's the,
Oh, wow. I'll
and
have
a
to go
mug
look.
or something. Yeah, I have one. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking to see if anybody's asking any questions yet.
And yeah, I'm open to any questions. So not just for the channel. So whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, Hockeytown John is here with us today, so
Yeah, he's a good friend, supporting.
yeah, he is. He's so sweet. He really is. He's so sweet and kind-hearted.
He is, and I think that's why we bonded, because he was for me when I was going through a very hard time in my life,
Uh-huh.
and he was there. So yeah, when I saw him like going through the horrors that we went through, I was like, no, I
Yeah.
can't let this go. Like I
Yeah.
can't do this. He doesn't deserve that, because he's a sweetheart and he's
Mhm.
always like taking care of people, always
Mhm.
supporting, and he's very caring for the people who love him. So
Mhm.
yeah, I didn't I couldn't let that stand.
No, no, you were a good friend to him too. I wish I had known what was going on. I would have been being a good friend too. I didn't know anything had went on. I just like one day he was gone and she had some kind of a weird explanation and I just was like, "Well, I
We
don't
just
know."
disappeared from the planet, and
Yeah.
I didn't do anything else, because yeah, I was told not to.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, did you find like the whole anti-Scientology movement first or did you find Reese first? So how did that
No,
come about?
I started watching like anti-Scientology movement since a lot, like before 2020, because
Oh
I
yeah.
actually I'm a fan of Leah Remini.
Mhm.
So I really liked her and liked her show from Queen of Queens. And then I
Mhm.
remember when I was going to work in Mexico City, the bus stop that I used to take had the Scientology building in
Oh,
front of that bus
really?
stop. So I always wondered, what is this? And then I learned that John Travolta was there, and that
Mhm.
Tom Cruise was there. So I was like, okay. So I started reading. It was weird to me. I didn't understand what was going on.
Yeah.
Then I heard that she left, and that because I heard from that a long time ago. So
Mhm.
then I saw Leah Remini saying that she left and that it was a cult. So I started digging into that.
Yeah.
So then found that the Aftermath series and all of that.
Mhm.
So I started following that, and then I found Aaron and in YouTube. So that's when I started, like 2020 or
Yeah.
something, and I started watching Mike Rinder. I read the book. I read Mark Headley's book, and all. So I'm
Mhm.
like really, I was into that
Yeah, that's what
movement.
I
Like,
did too.
yeah, so I was there, and then that's when she was doxxed and all. So yeah, it's.
Yeah.
But I started like following the anti-Scientology movement, and I'm still like I still watch sometimes some of
Yeah.
them, especially the
Yeah.
Headleys. I think they are great content creators regarding the awareness of that. I think Peeling the Onion, that's another one that I follow. So there's some channels that I still follow, not
Yeah.
as close as I did before, but I do follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's interesting. I always wonder how other people come about it. She's telling me
yeah.
something that I'm like, I don't know. Oops. I'm gonna look down here a little bit further and see if we have anything else. Um, okay, here's a oh no, that's never mind. That was her saying that.
I see have says that Alan says hello and said hello to
Yeah.
Alan too, please.
Yes. Yeah, if you see anything that you want to answer, just go ahead.
Mhm.
Yes, Hockey Town John. He's so nice. Ximena is a
Mm.
ray of light in the darkness for so many. Yes, absolutely. Whenever I was, just on Reese's channel just as a viewer, and of course I would hear your name and I would see you make comments and stuff like that. And I just thought that you were just so cool and, like,
Oh,
I don't
thank
know,
you.
I wanted to be one of the cool kids, kind of deal. And so, you and Keela and Hef and several people that I saw a lot on there. And then it was just like all at once, everybody was gone and I was so upset. So I was so thrilled, all of that to say this. I was so thrilled whenever I actually saw that you all had channels and stuff because I was like, oh my God, that's her, because I just was like, where'd they go? I want to be able to still see them. And again, at that point, not knowing that there had been any drama.
I
So,
started mine before I left. I started
did
mine
you?
before I left, and I grew it for a little bit. It was like I don't know 100 subs, and after that,
Wow.
everyone's unsubscribed. So I got left with I don't know 10 people. So I started
Oh,
it again. So I yeah. So but
oh
it's
my
but no,
goodness.
but it's good. Like I think people who are meant to be in your life they stay, and
Mhm.
people who are not meant to be there they go, and it's
Yeah.
part of life. So I
Yeah,
didn't
like
take
they
it
say
there.
that, some people are there for a reason and some for a season. I believe that
Exactly.
too. I
Yeah.
do.
And but it's been a journey. And so I see I left in like September 15th. That's when I left, and then everything happened end of September. So yeah.
Yeah. Goodness. Yeah, the only one that I really still had contact with was Hef, but that's just because we had mutual friends that we still saw each other.
Mhm.
But I was just like, I miss everybody.
Yeah, so I never lost contact with John. I never
Yeah.
lost contact with Keela, and with the rest. I won't mention them because they don't want to be mentioned. But yeah, so we're very
Aw.
good friends, and yeah, so I stayed friends with a lot of people there.
Yes, that's good. I'm checking down here to see if there's anything else. I just mainly they're just all excited to see you.
Oh, thank you.
And saying I like Hippy Dippy.
I'm glad they like Hippy Dippy.
Mischief says she likes Hippy Dippy and her husband calls it Woohoo.
Woohoo! That's another one that I someone told me about. It was Woohoo, and
Yeah.
I didn't like that one as much. I don't know why. Like that resonated to me. Well, I play Sims and they Woohoo, and that's another thing. So it's related to more like having
Yeah.
intercourse. So it's like, no, thank you. I don't want to. Hippy Dippy is fine.
Hippy Dippy's better.
Yeah, but that's
Okay,
because
so
I'm a gamer and I like Sims. Yeah. Sorry.
yeah. Oops, I missed that one. I knocked it back down. So Evie says, "Do you have a favorite tarot deck?"
Yes, I do. I collect tarot decks. Like if you see that shelf behind me, it's like full with tarot decks, and I have three favorites that I connect with very well, and one I always have in my purse, and actually it's a standard one. It's not even like the designs.
Mm.
There's another one. The designs are very very maybe obscure, if you want to say, like very dark, and the drawings it's all black and white. It's very, very beautiful. Like if it's
Wow.
drawn with a pencil, I could go get them. And
Yeah, that's fine.
I have another one that is like a circus, and it's very beautiful. I'm gonna go get them.
Yeah,
Just
that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, my nose is itching, y'all. Mm.
I have it at hand. So I have this one. This is the one that I use normally when I do readings, and that's the one that I connect with the most because it's always with me, and because it's important for the cards to have your energy. And
Yeah,
so I use this one, and it's the design is beautiful, but it's the standard rider white. So it's just standard drawings. But I don't know why I connect with it. I learned with this one actually. That maybe that's why.
maybe so.
Yeah, but this one is one of my favorites. And actually, the person who got this one for me is not my friend anymore. But this is very beautiful.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Um, yeah, she sent it to me from the US actually. She was
Wow.
one of my friends, and yeah. But I love the drawings. It's very beautiful the way it's called the Tower of the Abyss. This is the cover, and this is I don't know. I love the artwork on this one. And then I have this one. This one is beautiful, and it's
Ooh,
Sir Tarot. And the artwork in this is just amazing. I just love the way, like for example, this one. The art is just so
wow.
beautiful. So these three are my favorites.
Yeah. I think I
And
like the
I
one that you showed right before that one, the second one.
the black, this
Yes.
one.
Those are
I don't
very
know
pretty.
why the artwork of this one is just amazing, and
Yeah,
I like it a lot. But yeah, the one that I use the most and the one that I connect with is the one that I use for my
yeah,
readings. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's probably
So
got your energy. It's,
yeah,
been using it the longest and it's got your
and we
energy.
but also it's like every deck has its own personality. At least
Mhm.
that's what I find. So they have different energies, and this one is the one that connects with me the most. Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. So Marilee says, comment. She says, trauma can be turned into a positive if you
Yeah.
look for the silver lining. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of that no pain, no gain kind of thing.
And that's what I'm trying to do with my series of Journeys to Light, um, because it's always honoring the trauma, because we are not the person we are now, because we wouldn't be the same person now if we hadn't had
True.
the trauma. As hard as it is, we had a lesson to learn there,
Mhm,
so we can use that lesson and use it as fuel to do things with our lives, because
mhm,
we have a lot of blessings, and it's just a way to for us to find that mindset and find the blessings, and then just use it as fuel to go on.
mhm.
So it's not about denying our trauma or hiding it. It's just embracing it and make it part of our essence. So that's what I like to do.
I
So
believe that completely. I've always been, I think anyway, a pretty strong person. Like I'm not really afraid of much except for snakes. But but I don't know. I don't like them when they hide from me. If I see one over there that's, it's not hid, I'm okay with it. But if it's hidden, I'm like, why are you hiding? But so anyway, I feel like I'm kind of a strong person, but it's really weird since my mom passed away. It'll be 3 years in May. And she was she was strong too, but she was a very compassionate woman. She was very soft and not in a bad way. I mean, she was just like kind. She was just a kind woman. And I really was not very kind, honestly. I had to
mhm,
be tough in the newspaper business. I had to be tough and very protective of everybody and, so I hid kindness. But the trauma of losing my mom, I feel like that I've got part of her inside of me now and I'm much kinder. And so, I if I had started this YouTube channel 3, 4 years ago before I lost my mom, this would probably
mhm.
be a totally different channel because I wasn't mean, I just was not kind. And now I try to lead with kindness. I don't, take any BS, but try to
which you
lead with
shouldn't.
yeah.
Yeah.
That I try to lead with kindness, and that's how my mom always did, and so I see that as, a traumatic event because my mom and I were the very best of friends, and, a traumatic event that made me kind of who I am now.
And I
So we
think that's part of that. Yeah. And I admire that you're now using that as your strength, and that you're
yeah,
like conducting yourself like that. I think it's important. I don't take any BS from
yeah,
anyone. Like
yeah,
I'm very spiritual, and people confuse being
yes,
spiritual and that with, okay, she's stupid and she's not going to do anything.
yeah,
No, like you can be very spiritual and loving and caring and kind, but also set boundaries. And I think that's what you do,
absolutely.
and that's what I get from you whenever I've seen you do your content or addressing certain situations. You
Mhm.
never, well, at least for me, it's not hateful. It's just you come from a place of, I'm not taking this as this
Yeah,
BS, but
yeah.
you're not doing it in a hateful way, I think, in my
I
opinion.
probably would have been more hateful before.
Yeah.
I've kind of I have seen my mother's gentleness as an actual strength now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel the need to be tough. I feel the need to be strong in other ways, I think, and it
And that's
feels
admirable.
yeah. I always admired her in it, her ability to do that. I just never had it, but I do now, I think. I try. So, okay, Gen X Effect says, "How did you come how did you come your spiritual philosophy? Curious as to what drew you to your path." That's a good question.
So I was going through, well, I think I just left my abusive relationship a few years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago. And I felt completely lost. I was starting doing therapy. I started doing some other things, but I couldn't find myself. I didn't find any reason. And I was actually going through very deep issues. I was trying to unalive myself. I didn't like, I was going through a lot of things that relationship nearly destroyed me. And then also when I started, when my daughter was born, I got postpartum depression,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was feeling very, very bad. And I was again with trying to unalive and like having a plan and all. But also, I always found that tarot was always calling me. And one day, out of the blue, my mom sent me the link of a person who's a friend of hers who was actually teaching how to read cards. So I started going with her, and I found enlightenment in the cards, and I found a connection, a really, really deep connection with them. And I started getting some good guidance from the cards and from like channeling everything. So I started to actually deep dive in all the spirituality topics and all. So
Mhm.
I've been doing this for 5 years, a little bit, yeah, five years.
Wow.
Really deep dive. I was spiritual before, but right now I've been doing this for 5 years now, and it's um and very, very deep dive. So I read candles, I read tarot, I do rituals, I work with angels, and that's helped me be able to have the balance between my spiritual body, my physical body, and my mental health. So I that's how I integrate the three of
Mhm.
them. But it saved my life actually.
Wow. I find all that so fascinating, I really do, and I know that some of my Christian friends get scared of it, but I'm not at all scared of it. I think that it's all just different sides
Can
of
you
the
give me
same
one
thing.
second? There's
I
someone's
sure
at the door.
can.
One second.
Okay. Isn't she adorable? I just absolutely love her. I just absolutely love her. She's one of my favorite people. Remember, if y'all have any questions or comments, she's open to answer them. Mhm. She says hippy dippy so fast that it just sounds like hippy dippy, like I can't even do it fast enough. I think it's adorable. I don't know. She's so kind and Sweet. I was just telling them how I just
I'm
think you're
sorry.
so kind and sweet.
Oh, thank you. Thank
But
you.
I think
I'm
you could be
sorry.
tough if you had to. No, 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 no.
Oh,
Oh,
I have my personality.
yeah.
Don't, yeah, I'm Mexican, so
Yeah.
yeah, it's
She's she's fiery and spicy and all that.
yes,
So,
I
we
have my
have,
personality. Yes.
Awakened by the Looking Glass Reflection says, "Had such a blast during Jimena's game night the other day." Oh, I missed a game night.
Oh, so I did. I was bored, and it was a Saturday, and I didn't have anything else to do. So I was thinking, okay, what can I do? So I just created a game, Would You Rather?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
did that, and I did some like these quizzes that you get in the magazines. Like I just created them my own. Like I created my
Yeah.
questions and what magical creature are you, and what. It was just for
Uh-huh.
fun, and they had
I
a lot of
love that.
yeah, it was nice. So I'm gonna be doing these type of things maybe Saturdays sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah. You'll have to have me on. I love that kinda stuff.
of
In
course.
fact,
Yeah.
I actually just last night, in fact, I ordered a couple of different books that have a bunch of that would you rather questions in it, and I'm thinking about having every once in a while, having some kinda deal like that because it I just wanna do something light and airy every once in a while, and,
And that's what
'cause
I did. Why I did it because in the community there were so many bad news, and we were going through all of
Yes.
this stress, and there was a lot of hate going on. And I was like,
Mhm.
I don't want to do this, and it's just affecting.
Yeah.
I'm very pro protecting my energy lately, so I just set my boundaries. I protect my energy, and I don't take BS.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
yeah.
Oh,
So
goodness.
that's what I did it, and people liked it, and I think they
Mhm.
needed it. Just the fun and relax, and just yeah, just being
Mhm.
silly. I think it's
Ye
important sometimes.
I think sometimes it is good to be silly. Yesterday,
Yeah.
we had a stream that we did here that was just it had just silly facts about, St. Patrick's Day, and I had some St. Patrick's Day jokes and just, literally just silly stuff. And I got so much feedback on that people really enjoyed it, and so I was glad, and I was sitting there thinking about it, and I thought, "Okay, we're gonna have something that's just silly."
Well, if I've ever, we're going to be doing some game nights at my channel, so I'm going to let you know. So
Yeah,
you're
let me
able to.
know. Let's see here, I'm just scrolling down. Substance use disorder nurse. Okay, this one's about Reese. So it says, "Ximena and everyone, do you think Reese acts dumb to play the victim? I think Reese is very smart, not dumb."
Um, I, I do think she plays dumb to play victim.
Yeah.
I think I don't know how to describe it, but she's smart, but I don't think I don't know how to describe it. I don't think she's wise.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Um, she she's been manipulating people, and that's been something that has brought her some reward
Mhm.
or like some benefit. So she's taking advantage of that. But I do think that she's not doing the right thing, and I don't think that's
Yeah.
the way that it should be.
Surviving Together is here, says, "Hi, Susie. Hi, Jimena." So let's see what else we've got. So Lori Sue Cragen says, "So Jimena and Susie, your journey of evolution continues. This is only the beginning. I hope you're open to this. You're both extraordinarily lovely individuals." Well, that's very kind. So
Thank
we're
you.
I think we're both open to our, journeys and our evolutions, as that goes by. I think that if you stop learning and growing, that you stop living. I mean, I think that it's always important to be learning something new and growing as a person.
It is important, and it is important to evolve and to be better. And I think, yeah, it's
Yeah.
very important. Yeah.
We've got some that said they were coming in late, but they're catching up on chipmunk speed. So, let's see here. DJ Nico says, "Nice to see you all. Been a long, busy day."
Nice to see
Yeah.
you, DJ Nico.
Oh, goodness. Oh, the seventh son, Steve. Oh, good to see you. I'm trying to I see Lord Kiss Freak is in here too. Um, I always am very interested to see who comes in when I have a different kind of guest on,
Yeah,
because
and
they
some
bring your own people with you too. So
I announced it this morning that I was gonna come, and some of them came to support
yeah,
me.
yeah,
Yeah, and they didn't know you. Some of them they did. So yeah, hopefully you'll get some subs
yeah,
also.
yeah. Like and subscribe.
Mhm.
I like that. Like and subscribe. So D. Audrey Gore says hi. Yeah, there's a
Hi,
lot of names
Deodra
that
Gore. She's wonderful.
yeah. Poppy the Boxer. I see that name a lot. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Hockeytown John says he's very wise. He's always coming up with something wise. Says always be kind and don't let others mistake your kindness for weakness. Absolutely. And I find too that a lot of times people will think that because I'm Southern and I have a Southern accent, they'll think I'm stupid. And I'm like, I'm not stupid.
No. Well,
I just
I
have
get
an
the same
accent.
thing because
Yeah.
well, I'm not like English is not my first language, and sometimes they talk to me like I'm stupid, and I'm not.
Hmm.
And then
Well,
sometimes
no,
I
you
guess
have.
I wish we could talk in my language because I would be like
Hmm.
then we'll be on the same level of argument because I sometimes I can't find the words. And that's what I was
Yeah.
so upset when I was trying to talk about some things with some people because it's like I can't even express the way that I'm feeling right now because I can't find the words in English.
Hmm.
So
I
it
can't
complicates
imagine.
things.
I only speak one language, so I can't imagine um like like our son, he speaks English, but he also speaks German, and then his wife is Japanese, and so she has now taught him. So it is, and I think he could speak like, I think 6 or 7 languages total, and I'm just like, I don't know how. And he's great at all of them.
I speak three. I
So,
speak English, French, and Spanish.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. Let's see here. Awakened by the Looking Glass says, agreed. Ximena is beautiful inside and out, as are you. Oh, well, thank you. Okay, so I'm supposed to ask you to say Coca Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Coca Cola. Probably if somebody told me, I'd just be like, Coke. It's like, let's see here. Lori Sue says, Ximena, what you're describing just now is where I was 35 years ago. The strength to evolve is often painful in nature, but is essential to one's evolution. So, so truly lovely to come across you.
No, thank you. That's a nice comment.
Yeah. Marie says that she's so glad to hear that I'm in remission. Yes, I am. I'm in complete remission at this time.
I'm so happy for you. This is
And we,
great. And that's
yeah.
why I want you to be in my channel, maybe to share your story, because I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah, if you want to,
Yeah. No,
obviously.
that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I've had breast cancer 3 times.
Oh my
3
God.
times. So, I'm I'm glad it's gone right now. And they've cautioned me that it can come back, you know. So,
Let's hope not.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Yeah, this is sweet too. Such beautiful people you have in here, ladies. I think so too, Awaken. I really do. We have an amazing, amazing group in our chat. and a lot of them that are usually here aren't even here today. We have just such an amazing chat, and then we have some of Jimena's that are here today too, so we're kinda joining forces a little bit and
Mm. No, and I'm enjoying a lot being here and talking to you. It's very interesting the way, like you. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
The people, like my daughter, was here, and she was like trying to get inside, and the person
Yeah.
who was taking care of her was disappearing. So but I normally don't like to do that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Audrey Gore says that Jimena's English is excellent. I think so too. I think
Thank
so
you.
too.
Well, I learned English when I was like in like since I was in, I don't know, elementary school, but
Mhm.
also I have my job. It's with English people, so it's English based. So I have to talk all day in English. So I do
Mhm.
practice every day. But yeah.
Yeah. Wounds to Wisdom says Jimena is a gem. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Comment. Animal what did that one say? Animal Audit Corner. Good for you, Susie, and just keep fighting and keep cancer out of your life for good. Yes, I'm trying. I really am. Yeah, I had it 14 years ago, and then almost a year to the day it came back. And then I had about 10, 11 years in between before it came back again. So there's actually what's really strange is that there's 4 kinds of breast cancer. And I have had breast cancer 3 times, but I have actually had all 4 kinds of breast cancer. So, I had one kind of breast cancer the first time, another kind the second time, and then this third time, this last time that I had it, there were 2 completely different kinds of breast cancer in my chest, and it was the 2 I had not had yet. So, I am a
Oh,
bit of an anomaly. My doctors are just like, "Oh my god."
but you're a warrior, and I really, really admire how you handle
Yes,
everything.
I
And
try.
I really, really admire your journey. It's
Thank
impressive, and
you.
I've been following it like from like I said, I
Yeah.
working, watching, but I've been following it, and it's
Yeah.
admirable the way you've handled everything. So I really, really appreciate, like,
I've
admire you,
got
and
a
glad that I'm
Thank you.
here telling you because yeah.
I've got a couple of, viewers that I'm kind of helping get through their process. They're at different stages in their process. One just found out, and another one is actively fighting. And, I just keep telling them, "You do it one day at a time, and if you have to do it 5 minutes at a time, then that's what you do, and that you can do anything for 30 minutes. You can honestly put up with just about anything for 30 minutes. So even if you are having an absolutely horrible day, take 30 minutes and then reassess it. And sometimes you gotta go another 30 minutes, but take that 30 minutes, but usually I didn't have to do the whole 30 minutes. It was usually, you know, that I would, just take a day at a time. And then there was a couple of times that I literally had to do 5 minutes, like, that I just would allow myself to fall apart for 5 minutes. And then I'd be like, "Okay, that's it. Over. You can't keep doing this," and I would suck it up. So,
Wow, it's amazing. No, it's really, really admirable. I
yeah, well, thank you. It says Marie says, "Tell Jimena that her English is better than many native English speakers." It is.
thank you.
It
Yeah, I
really
just have
is.
my accent, but it's fine.
Yeah, but it's not a strong accent. You don't have a strong I mean, it's not hard to understand you.
I'm
So
trying because I also, when I speak in Spanish, I speak very, very quickly. I really have, like, for a Mexican, I speak very quickly. So
Mhm.
I tend to do that, try to have the same pace in English, which I can't because
Mhm.
it's not my language. So sometimes I stutter and I'm like, I don't know how to say this word. So yeah, because in Spanish, I'm
Oh.
a very fast speaker. Yeah.
Okay, here's another question. It says, question for both ladies. It's the Gen X effect. It says, no limits to choices. What would be your last meal?
What would be my last meal?
Mhm.
Ah, I don't know. Enchiladas.
I was sitting there
Yeah.
thinking cheese enchiladas.
I like enchiladas, yeah, from
Uh,
the region that I'm from. There's the best enchiladas in the world. So they're
mhm.
called enchiladas placeras. They're delicious, like the best in the world. So yeah, that
Wow.
would be my last meal.
Yeah.
And arroz con leche that my grandma used to make.
You
Yeah.
know, it's so strange because there are so many different types of, quote unquote Mexican food in Mexico. Like, then depending on where you get it, it is completely different.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it's that way with a lot of places, a lot of countries, but like in the US, basically we have the same foods. Now, like
Mhm.
our Mexican food and stuff like that, around in Oklahoma where I'm at, it's more of a Tex-Mex. And, but where I grew up in California, oh my god, I mean, that was the best food of my life. I loved it there. And
Mhm.
so I like that Mexican food a lot better than the Tex-Mex.
So
So
yeah, Tex-Mex, I like it, but it's not really Mexican. And I like the food from the region that I come from. It's for me
mhm,
one of the best in Mexico because there's different regions and different dishes in
mhm,
between. But the ones that I come from are the best of the best of the best. So that's
mhm.
why. And these
I
enchiladas
bet.
are like, but the best is when you get them in the street market and
Oh, yeah.
there's a woman making them there. Oh my God, they're the best.
Mhm. A couple years ago, I started making tamales, and,
Oh, qué rico.
oh, I just love to make tamales. And so
And those are delicious. Those are
yeah.
difficult to make.
Yeah, they're
I
not
don't know how
easy.
to. I don't know how to make them. It's just
Yeah.
takes like experience to make them, and like someone really
Yeah.
really skilled in cooking. I'm the
Oh,
worst.
it
Yeah.
was funny. The first couple of times that I did 'em, my husband was like, "Mhm, sure, thanks," you know? Now he likes them. Now we go to eat some places and which I make them more like what I ate in California. And it's like around here, it's all this Tex-Mex stuff, and so it just tastes different. So what I make, he's gotten so used to that now he doesn't like what he gets when he goes out to eat. He's just like,
Oh, it's not the same.
Yeah. So, question, if you could have anyone as a guest on your show, who would it be?
Anyone.
Yeah, anyone. Isn't that
Well, it
weird?
depends. If I'm talking as a fangirl, I would have Bon Jovi. And I would love to have him on my channel.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. That's a difficult question.
that is
Yeah,
difficult
it's because
because
there's a lot of personalities that I would love to have.
yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking too. I don't know. I don't know who I would wanna have on. I know some people I probably wouldn't wanna have on, but
That is easier to answer than just having one,
yeah,
anyone.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a
That's
difficult question.
hard.
I'll have to get back to you, Mac, because I don't know.
I'll have to think about it too. I'll post it in my
Community
community
post.
tab. Yeah, I'll post it
Well,
in there.
I'm gonna go with the fangirl, and I'll have Bon
Just say
Jovi there. Yeah,
Bon Jovi.
just so for the sake of it.
I don't know. I'm just not all that. I don't know. I wouldn't mind having on the lifeguards that are on that Bondi rescue. I love all those Australian lifeguards. They the people that come on my channel all the time know that I spend way, way too much time watching these lifeguards drag people out of the ocean and eat chicken enchiladas. So those are my 2 pastimes. Aw. So, yeah, let's see here. See if I could see anybody else. People are laughing, Hef's laughing. Oh, goodness. Yeah, being told off in Spanish sounds so much better than in English.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah. I really I like this one too. Ximena brings the light and positive to trauma. Always
Hmm.
have a bright message. Yes. Oh, here's a good one. Davy says, I have a 20-20 rule, 20 minutes to calm down and 20 hours for big decisions.
That's a
That's a
good
good
one.
idea.
That's a good advice. Yeah.
It is a very good advice. Because I'm really bad about like just making snap decisions. Like as soon as it enters my brain, then that's what I want to do. And my husband, it drives him nuts because like I'll just do that. Like and I'll be obsessed about it. Like, I don't know, like I one time I saw a this when the new Camaros came out a few years ago, and we were just driving through town, and I had said nothing about wanting a Camaro, nothing. I saw this Camaro, and I'm like, I want a Camaro. I want that Camaro. And he's like, you don't even like red, and I'm like, I want that Camaro. And I wasn't being a brat about it. I like, explained to him why I thought that we needed to get this car, but I was just right off the top of my head, just whatever was coming off the top of my head. And so I am now really trying to sit with my decisions for a few hours. I don't know if I usually make it 20 hours, but I try to,
I
sit.
sometimes take more than 20 hours to make a decision. Like I'm a very
Yeah.
I can't make decisions. I have to I'm a Libra. So I'm always like and
Yeah.
I take a decision and then I want another one and then I want another like I go
Yeah.
back and forth with this. So I'm horrible at that. So I just always ask for input, and that's also part of my trauma response. That I was
Mhm.
like after the abuse, I always have like difficulties like making choices because I don't know if it's because I want to have it or it's because
Mhm.
I'm trying to please someone else.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult for me to like make my choices and my own decisions, and yeah. So
My oldest daughter takes forever to make a decision. I mean, on the simplest of things, it drives all of us crazy because I mean, like literally from big things to little things, like she can go to the grocery store and she will be in the grocery store for 4 or 5 hours because she looks at every item that she needs to get, and she looks at all the different choices and reads all the stuff on the back of it and tries to price compare, and is this one more because you're getting this many ounces versus that many it's crazy. I don't go shopping with her at all because I walk in the store, I have like a little piece of paper like this with everything that I need on it. And I actually one time we were Christmas shopping, and I had, like, literally, like, a Post-it note, and I took it like this, ripped it down the middle, handed one part to my husband, and said, "You get these, I'll meet you at the front in 25 minutes." And when he got to the front, I'm standing there like, "Where have you been?" Because I had already gotten everything I needed, but I don't like to shop. Now, online,
me
I'll
neither.
shop online, but I don't like to shop in a store. So
I hate going to like malls or like
mhm.
I think I'm not a normal like traditional woman because normally
Me
women
too.
like they like to go shopping and all. I can't.
Yeah.
I just
Mm-mm.
I hate crowds. I hate like getting in line. I hate that. So online shopping is for me. So
Yeah.
you'll see like when I was on a shopping spree, Amazon was
Yeah.
coming to my house every single day with a lot of boxes.
Mine
um
too. Oh,
yeah,
yeah, my
yeah, but
husband, we were laughing because we saw a train the other day, and it had all these big trailers on it, and it all said Amazon, 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 and I'm like, "Oh, look, they're headed to our house." It was like a train a whole train of them. Oh, he's like, "They
yeah.
better not be." I'm like, "I'm sorry." Here we go. Marie says, "Having peer pressure is one of the best kinds of support when going through tough things." Or peer
Yes,
support, I'm
peer
sorry, not
support, yes.
yeah, I
um
said the wrong I read it right, but said it wrong.
any sense of community and having someone to
Mhm,
rely on, even if it's not like uh, and I'm gonna talk about my experience. I've been struggling with loneliness since I like because after narcissistic abuse, you know that they control how people look at you and how like
mhm,
your environment when they can't control you anymore.
mhm,
So I got left in a new city with no friends, no family, no one. And I don't still don't have a lot of friends. So support I found in communities like online communities. And I
Mhm.
found that any connection, regardless if it's online or a physical one, helps you feel better,
I
helps you
agree.
vent, and you can find support in people that you never knew you could. And you can find people who are going through the same situation. So we can connect in communities like these ones where we can just get to know, and someone else is going through the same things that you were. And that helps you see that you're not lonely in just your trauma. There's a lot of people going through the same things, and that helps you feel better, relate, connect. And I think for me, it has helped me get out of my depression and all of the struggles. So,
Mhm. Yeah, whenever I was going through cancer this last time, I had an entire year that um I had chemo every Friday, and it was
mhm.
a really, really strong chemo, and so my doctors didn't want me out and about, they didn't want me around a bunch of people, and so I was homebound for over a year that I did that, and then I had, um, 6 weeks of daily radiation, so I was just back and forth to the doctor all the time and exhausted, and then they put me on daily chemo for about 6 months. And
Oh,
so I've this whole time, I have been stuck at home. And so I get what you mean. You don't have those connections anymore. My friends have moved on after a year and a half. I still talk to them, but they have their lives, and I'm still now
mhm.
trying to come back to mine, and from a place of weakness because my body's not as strong as it was. I
Yeah,
mean, after you don't do anything for a year and a half. So, yeah, online communities they have been my saving grace. And
yes,
I mean, I understand that. I think it feels better because we actually get to, like, me sitting here talking to you, I'm looking at you and talking to you. I mean, we're not in the same room, but we're building a relationship. We're
exactly.
becoming friends by, sitting and talking to one another. And
Mhm,
that's why I wanna have even more of just even my chat members to come on and talk to us on, not today, but on the show. I wanna have
mhm.
them come on and talk to me and everything, and build those relationships with them too, because I have found that far more people are very closed off, not around a lot of people than I ever knew was a fact, and a lot of it happened with COVID. A lot of it,
Yeah,
people started working from home and all this, and it just has never really gotten back to normal. But then a lot of
yes.
people, once they start hitting their 40s and 50s and 60s, they start having health problems too that keep them at home. So,
And also, at least for me, for example, I'm 42 and I'm in
mhm,
the city. I've been living here for 8 years. Half of
mhm.
them was COVID. So
Yeah.
I was not able to socialize a lot. And I found out that the older I get, the more difficult it is for me to make friends, because
Mhm,
people already have their friends and it's not as easy to connect with people as it used
mhm.
to. Plus, I'm very shy. It doesn't look
I
like
am
it on
too.
camera, but I'm very, very shy.
I am
I,
too.
I don't trust people easily because of all that I've experienced.
Mhm,
So I did find some comfort in going to online communities where at first it was the anonymity of the chat. You can
mhm.
say one, then
Yeah.
you start connecting with people, and then okay, let me add you as a Facebook friend. Oh, okay. So I start getting
Yeah.
connections and knowing people from other parts of the world that I wouldn't have been able
Mhm,
to meet if I didn't have these communities.
mhm,
And for me, it has been life saving in a lot of ways.
mhm.
Um, so that's why I created my channel, because I want people to connect. And I wasn't going live every day until recently, until like everything happened, because
Yeah.
I I found myself without a community. And I said, well, if I can't have one, I'm going to create one. So I said, even
Yeah.
if it's two people, I'm going to go into like this community and talk to two people, which is fine.
Mhm.
But people have found it like uplifting, and they are connecting. And that I think they're getting help, not by me, but from them in the community
Yeah.
and in the chat and in being together. So that's, I
Mhm.
think, part of the beauties of having a social media like this, like YouTube or other communities that you can find elsewhere. It can be misused. Yes,
Mhm.
it can be
Oh,
abused
yeah.
by people. And there's a lot of bad people, but there's also good people like us that are trying to do
Yeah.
better and
Oh, yeah.
bring good places for people to connect. So
I agree completely. I absolutely agree. Well, we have hit the hour mark, and I think that if there's anything else that you wanna say, I'll let you have that time to say that, and then I think that we'll just
Um, No,
call it
I
a
really just want
day.
to thank you. You're a beautiful person. You are a
Oh, thank
beautiful soul. I
you.
really like your vibe and your energy. You're always welcome in my chat. And like I said,
Yeah.
I always watch you, not every time on live because of my work and my family activities,
Mhm.
but I really appreciate you having me here and this conversation. I
Yeah.
apologize for the interruption,
No, no, not at
but yeah,
all. This is
being a mom
life.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
But I really, really thank you for this. And I had I didn't even know that it was an hour already.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the conversation.
I
So
have
thank
too.
you.
I'll have you on again, and maybe we'll
Of
have a
course,
couple of other people and just have a whole little panel, and all of us just get together and talk. It'd be
that would
fun.
be lovely. I would love that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take you off the screen. Thank you so
Okay.
much for being here, and I will
Thank
talk to you
you.
soon. And,
Thank you.
have a good evening, and,
You too. Thank you.
I will talk
Have
to
a
you soon.
wonderful day. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Wasn't she lovely? I think that she's just such a lovely person, I really do. I, um, I enjoyed having her here. I hope that you all enjoyed having her here, and we'll have her back again in the near future, and maybe have a couple others, and I'll try to let you have a little bit of a notice that when she's coming on so that if there's questions that you have, then you can ask those, get those ready to ask. But go over and subscribe to her channel. It is hippy dippy and it is fun. I love it. It's not it doesn't she's not like scary or whatever, you know. I'm not like it's nothing weird. She's just a very sweet girl, and I'm just glad to have met her and excited. I don't know. I'm just excited. So, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close out for today. Now, tomorrow, guys, I won't be on until 7 PM Central Time. We will be talking about the David Litton situation, and I do also have a little bit of information on the Brett Miller situation. I have been given his the sexual assault information, so I'm going to be reading over it tonight. I haven't had a chance to read it all, so I'm going to be reading that. Um, I I'm nervous about it. I'm more nervous about the David Litton thing, just because it's a lot, y'all. And if you haven't already, go and watch Marilyn's lives that she's done. I think she's got 4 or 5 parts that she's got on there, and she's done a great job, and, she wants other people to cover it because this community is very, you know, we've got a lot of people that have been deeply hurt, and so for somebody to come in that's basically, well, not basically, he's absolutely, um, a sexual predator, it it makes it very scary when you've got a lot of people that have had that kind of trauma in their lives to begin with. And so, he apparently has taken down his channel, um, Echoplex Media. He is friends with um, Mrs. J and that whole group, the group that has the SPTV Foundation spoof channel, and just some trolly ass people, if you ask my opinion on it. And so I'm gonna be looking into that tonight. I've been looking into it since about Sunday, I think. And anyway, we're gonna talk about it tomorrow, but it'll be at 7 Central Time. So we will be going a little bit later, just for the fact that it's a little more mature topic, and I don't know. I just felt like maybe it was better to go a little bit later. But, anyway, so got that, then I've got a couple other good shows coming up after that for the rest of the week, and then Not sure what we're gonna do over the weekend, but we'll see. Never know what else is gonna pop up that we've gotta cover. So, anyway, I am gonna go. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow.